All right, so let me set the stage for you between an argument between me and my DON that we have going on. Now, to be quite honest and upfront, me and my DON have been together. We've worked together for about 5 years now. We've had a very good relationship, and we're not actually like fighting with each other over this situation. Just sort of a disagreement. I want other opinions on this. So let me set the stage. Where I work, we are sort of known for being substance abuse, addiction medicine. We're sort of known for helping treat addiction. So an individual comes in the building, not a patient, says, hey, person in my car has overdosed. Great. Okay. I am the floor nurse on staff. DON is present, but she's occupied with other things. I go ahead and run out the building. I carry with me, I believe I had 2 kits of Narcan with me. Excuse me. When I get outside, I see the individual in the passenger seat. And I, knowing that the emergency is an overdose, go ahead and the very first thing I do a very quick watching assessment, and I realize, yeah, we've got a lot going on here. Check my pulse. Go ahead and hit Narcan. That is the very first thing I do. I then go for a sternum rub. There is a little bit of arousal, the tiniest of tiny bits of arousal from this individual. Not much. I wait my allotted time. I hit another Narcan. At this moment in time, another nurse has then rolled out with 4 more kits of Narcan, 6 total. In the process, the individual stays in the car, and I provide emergency medical care through the car. I'm sort of in the car, but sort of half out the car. Narcan, 6 Narcans later, we get pulses back, we get life happening, and EMS finally arrives, because let's be quite honest, my facility is not exactly equipped for this big of an emergency. We can handle it for a little bit of time, but we're not really the best equipped for it. The individual does end up living, does end up going with EMS, which is actually sort of not very common. Typically when we get them back, they say, oh, I'm alert and oriented, and they leave after we Narcan them. Now, here is the disagreement that my DON is having with me. DON says I performed the emergency incorrectly. DON says I should have pulled the individual from the car first. DON says, Chris, you did it wrong. The first thing you should have done is pulled the individual out of the car and got them on the ground. Granted, we're in a parking lot, so it's, pretty well open space. And I said, no, I completely disagree. I feel that I performed the emergency correctly for the circumstance. We were in a safe location. We were in the car. The car was fairly safe. And I had the leverage to do everything that needed done. So, therein lies the disagreement. As I said, I did the entire process, half in, half out the car. Pretty much the only thing out of the car was my sort of knees down. Everything else, the upper side of my body, was in the car throughout the emergency. I did lean the seat back a little bit, not all the way back, but I did lean the seat back enough to sort of get in there as best I could. DON says, no, Chris, you should have pulled them out. You should have had them on the ground. Compressions are a lot easier and better on the ground, on a flat surface, on a hard surface. And I just completely disagree with her. I feel like I did correctly. We had a great outcome. Of course, the individual lived. And I feel like I did it the way that it needed done. I've always been told to get to a safe location. Agreements or disagreements. And as I said before, me and my DON are not sort of fighting with each other. We do get along very well. We've been together for about 5 years. So it's sort of just your opinion. Was I right? Was I wrong? The outcome was wanted, which is the good part. Let me know down below, right or wrong. Hope it helps. Thank you much.